Alright, today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the different approaches that both high school guys and girls need to go about if their goal is to achieve a nice set of abs. So stay tuned.
You're no hero, so don't act like it. And please don't treat me like I'm your sidekick. Cause I watch TV, I see how life is. And it's not easy, but still I'm right here. Screaming, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, yeah. My nigga, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good.
Drama.
You're no hero, so don't act like it. And please don't treat me like I'm your sidekick. Cause I watch TV, I see how life is. And it's not easy, but still I'm right here. Screaming, I'm good, I'm good, yeah. My nigga, I'm good, I'm good, yeah.
Coming up to me like you still making music, man. Ask them kind of questions, shouldn't even shake your hand. Thought you were the homie, still don't know me, it's so evident. 2 million fucking views and growing, follow my accomplishments. I mean, cause I do work my ass off. Back up in the game like my vocals got their cast off. All I've been is cast off by those who seem to lack heart. Trying to give the world some hope, so to the dark I'll cast off.
Now, before I start this video, I just want to say there's nothing wrong with you if you don't have abs at all and you're just content with yourself. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. I'm just making this video to try to help the people that want to see their abs and want to build a stronger core and want to have visible abs for the summer and just feel better about themselves, you know? Now, the 3 key points I want to address before the video starts are genetics, body fat percentage, and diet, which is also points that will come up again throughout the span of the video. So, you need to keep in mind with genetics that not everyone is genetically engineered to have like super visible abs. Some people are and some people aren't, and it's really unfortunate, but sadly that's the truth. Second thing is body fat percentage. The general and only rule of thumb is the lower your body fat percentage is, the more visible your abs will be, but we'll talk about that later. And 3, diet. Your diet plays into a huge part, whether if you're bulking or cutting. And if you're cutting, obviously that means you're going to be achieving more visible and defined abdominals, whereas if you're bulking, you're most likely not going to be. The video title targets high schoolers. This advice works for literally anybody in the world. I just put high schoolers because I'm in high school and I feel like my target audience is mostly in high school, and so I'm like more relatable. But please, like, anyone out there who's watching, take my advice to heart because it really does work. Now, my advice for skinny high school boys who want abs is don't. My advice is to put on as much muscle as possible. Go on a nice, clean bulk. Hit your protein. Pack as much muscle on your frame as possible. And then, once you built that base, once you have muscle on your body, on your frame, on your legs, your chest, your back, every part of your body, then you can cut down a little bit, shred, lean out. Then you'll be able to see your abs. Now, do I say don't train your abs while you're bulking? No, you have to train your abs while you're bulking to develop them, because then when you cut down, you'll be able to have them. Because if you don't train your abs while you're bulking and you cut down, it's going to be harder to have visible abdominals. When it comes to diet and training your abs, like, unless you're a genetic freak, your diet has to be on point. You have to be tracking your macros constantly. You have to be hitting your protein. Because if you're not tracking your macros, you're not going to know how much calories to eat and how much protein to eat and so on and so forth. Now listen, I know it's harder for high school students and college students and people of that nature to put on muscle and grow because either A, their parents are cooking for them, or B, they're buying like shit food. So my advice to you, high schoolers and college students and anyone in general, is like buy your own food. Like, you can track your macros. It's really easy, honest to God. So at the end of the day, like, don't be a little fucking bitch. Like, track your macros, hit your protein, like, do everything you can. It's about 80% diet, 20% exercise when it comes to normal body parts like your chest, your back, and your legs and all that good stuff. But when it's abdominals, I'd say it's 90% diet, 10% exercise, because with your abs, the lower your body fat percentage is, as we talked about before, the more you'll be able to see your abs. And what is the influencer of body fat percentage? That's your diet. So whether you're bulking or cutting, maintaining or whatever, that's going to dictate whether or not you'll see your abs and how much and how little you'll see your abs. Say you're a high school boy, about 20 to 25% body fat, you want abs, you want to look better, feel better. My advice, especially to kids in high school, because most of them are athletes and stuff, and most of them definitely are moving around a lot, active, whatever you're doing. My advice is to go in a slow cut, like maybe in 100 to 200 calorie deficit. That way, the fat will slowly melt off your body, and you'll be able to maintain the most muscle possible. So when you cut down and all your muscles like start to come and develop, like all your muscle bellies, your insertions will start to like come out and form, then you'll be able to see your abs better. If you cut too fast, you'll not maintain any muscle. Yeah, you'll be able to see your abs, but the rest of your body will literally be fucked. So that's what I recommend for kind of a chunkier high school boy. Before I start talking about girls and abs, I need to put out there that not everybody is built to have abdominals 365 days a year, 7 days a week. It's going to be easier for the skinnier kid to maintain the abs for a longer period of time, more like cut, lean, whatever, than the chunkier kid who cut down. It's going to take a lot more effort for that chubbier kid to maintain those abdominals. That's all I'm saying. So if you were chubby originally and you cut down and got your abs, it's going to be like much harder to maintain than the skinnier kid who bulked up and then cut, because the skinnier kid's metabolism is much faster than the chubbier kids. And guys, like, I know that's not fair. Like, thank God, like, I'm blessed. Like, I'm a skinnier kid. I have good genetics for abdominals. I know it's like not fair, but honestly, that's just how it is. Now, in general, it's going to be much harder for women to achieve, and better yet, achieve and maintain abs compared to guys, because women have less testosterone than men, and testosterone really helps in muscle protein synthesis, which is why like a lot of like people who take steroids take testosterone, but that's besides the point. It's going to be harder for women to maintain and get abs. That's the point I'm trying to get across. Plus, the average woman has 5 to about 8% more fat on their body compared to the average man. So it's going to be, once again, harder for the women to see their abs because they have more fat on their body. And obviously, that rule of thumb we talked about, the lower your body fat, the more you'll be able to see your abdominals. So my advice to the average skinnier girl who wants abs is this. Please, I'm begging you, go on a lean bulk, like 100 calorie surplus, like squat, like deadlift, like military press, whatever you got to do, like build up your whole physique, train your abs as well. Your abs will develop as the rest of your physique develops. Please don't cut down and like get anorexic just to get the abs. I swear to you, it's not worth it. Like, it can run into so many problems like in the future for you. Like, you can lose your period, you can, like, all sorts of shit can happen. Your metabolism will slow down. It's just really bad. I'm telling you, a clean 100 calorie to 200 calorie surplus bulk, squat, do all your compound movements, work on your abs, weighted crunches, leg raises, everything you can do. Your abs will develop with the rest of your body. Please don't cut to see your abs. So my advice to the high school big girl is going to probably be my same advice that I gave to the high school big guy. Go on a slight cut, 100 to 200 calories. If you're like really obese, like maybe 300, 400, but like go on a slow cut, watch the fat melt off your body, still work out, do your abs, do everything else. Don't just train your abs, train your shoulders, your chest, your triceps, your back, your legs, like train everything, train your abs, and your physique will develop, and I promise you, you will get results. As long as you're on a caloric deficit, you will be losing weight. And when you lose weight to a certain point, you will see your abs. Now in future videos, I'm going to go in depth on like how to like develop a really nice core, which part of the abdominals each exercise works. But let me explain that you need to train your abs, because when you cut down, say you're cutting and you get to 10% body fat and you have been training your abs and they're really visible, they're really nice, you achieved your goal. Say you don't train your abs and you just think, oh, like I'll cut down to like X amount body fat. Say you cut down to 10% body fat without training your abs, you're not going to be able to see them as well because you haven't trained them, because they're not built up. You didn't build your muscle. You didn't train them. You didn't achieve progressive overload. So don't skip on training your abs. It's not just diet, it's also exercise. So there you have it, guys. That's how high school boys and girls, men and women everywhere, can achieve abdominals, can achieve their goals of having those visible abs, looking good, feeling good, having better confidence. If you like the video, please like the video and subscribe. Like, no one realizes like how big of a help that is. Like, throw a comment down there, questions, like I'll answer, I promise. Like, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a great day.